Okay. I guess we can assume that we're live. I'm learning that when the red light goes on, I'm probably there. No, of course, with the green, I know I am. Hi, Max here once again, and of course, always with something to rave about. And it's funny, isn't it, how we can find something to get stuck in our craw, and all we have to do is talk about it. And I sit here in this chair under a red light 5 days a week, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, so I can read and talk to you. Thank you for listening. This is Education and Religion Under Attack, Part 1. Part 2 will be tomorrow. Today I want to talk about our schools, our public schools. That's grades kindergarten through 12. Our children. And the danger that they're in, because, anytime government gives you money, you can be sure of at least one thing. That is that there are strings attached. There's always strings attached to anything free, right? But they say, here, take the money. We'll tell you what to do with it later. Okay. This gratis currency, of course, comes with more strings than a piano, more than a harp, more than all the guitars in all the world. The money's always doled out in exchange for specific behavior and favor, whether it's through tax incentives, grants in outright cash, loans, outright cash. Any government money could best be described as poison. All right, now, how do you think critical race theory, for example, or LGBTQ studies, other insidious propaganda like this, how has this entered our primary, middle, and high schools? How has it done it? How is it that so many allegedly Christian churches have now softened their stance on abortion, adultery, same-sex marriage, drug use? They're softening. Why? The answer is simple. They're getting free money. Hello? God, for every action there is an opposite and not always equal reaction. The only money schools should be receiving is what they raise through local school boards, local taxes, local bonds, local elections. That's all the money they should have. At the local level, education tends to reflect the desires and the demands of the local population whose children are actually living in the region and using those schools. How about that? You get the greater ABC school district, maybe 10, 20 schools, school board and a superintendent, and they have to answer to the citizens directly if the only money they're getting is through bond issues and taxes. No federal, no state money. But that's another matter, because that just really starts to throw the strings. Boing, 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 boing. There are very, very few school boards in this country that, without federal or state money, would enact such onerous policies as pornography in the library, Marxist indoctrination of students, LGBTQ, all these horrible things. There are very, very few school boards that would do it if they weren't being paid by Washington or the state capital to do it. Just think about it. Again, money buys, money sells. Parents, they wouldn't put up with this for 5 seconds. Not in a New York minute. Even if it did mean that they had to pay all the way. When mommy and daddy have to pony up the dough, they want certain things in return. And that, my children, is called freedom of choice. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, freedom to choose. That, my little ones, improves the quality of education across the board. Now, when a high school, say in Idaho, is built with an Olympic swimming pool, a television production studio, a football stadium, an Olympic track, something wrong here. There's a flag. It's a big-ass flag, and it's waving. Anybody can see it. Now, if this is Beverly Hills and all the wealthy mommies and daddies and rich people, okay, I can see that. Otherwise, it's big government. That's what's happening. They're throwing buckets of money at the school district saying, in Idaho to build this $45 million high school, you're damn straight there's more than $45 million in strings attached. That's a fact. Common sense, people, wake up. Once a school like this is built and it's populated, it's all enrolled, the hook is set. You ever been fishing? You play that fish, yank real quick, sink that hook into his lip and reel him in. Well, once that school's built and populated, the hook is set. And now they're at the mercy of the government holding the rod and reel. They're at the government's mercy as to what they do, how they do it, and whom they do it to. Gee, Mr. School Superintendent, we can't possibly give you the money you need to maintain this new $45 million school, not without even more strings. That's right, we got strings for building it, but you got to keep it up. Its upkeep is millions of dollars a year. We need you to change some of your policies. We need you to introduce certain controversial subject matter, put it into your schools, because in any case, you got to conform to our guidelines and abandon your own. That's what it, you hear what I'm saying? You can build it, but now you got to keep it fixed. If you own a house, you know what I'm talking about. No matter how nice your house is, if you aren't on top of it, it's constantly falling apart. You put a screw here, put a hinge there, run a screen there. Oh, God almighty. This is where school boards, hooked on government money, begin to alienate and ostracize caring and concerning parents. This is where school board meetings become closed-door sessions. Secrets. Too many secrets. This is where parents who speak out against school board policy are physically ejected from meetings. In fact, this is where even the FBI has been labeling noisy parents as, are you ready? Domestic terrorists. Oh my God! She spoke out against the history department. Domestic terrorist. The pain in the ass here is in the fact that already hopelessly addicted to government money, school boards across the nation become yes men. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Groveling sycophants begging for government handouts. If you don't think that sucks, you suck. That's right. Now, the only acceptable solution here is a painful one. There is a solution. Remember, I never decry a situation without a way to fix it. That is to pare down your budgets. Ignore the teachers' unions. They can kiss your ass. Appeal to the local population whose children are in local schools. Raise money through bake sales, car washes, local bond issues, and bite the bullet as you shun state and federal funds. In other words, don't let the feds cut you off. You cut them off. All right, maybe you're not going to have a foreign language course that offers a choice of 5 languages. Maybe it only offers a choice of 1 or 2. Probably Spanish and French. Well, once was the time that school districts attracted families from out of district because their schools were so good. Oh, I hear the Riverdale High School has an amazing, amazing program in science. I should move into the district and get my son enrolled. That sort of thing. Once was the time that academic excellence often sprouted from the gardens of locally run public and church-run private schools. Once was the time that private non-parochial schools flourished, and they paid the bills without government assistance. Assistance. Isn't that a funny word? Assistance. The first 3 letters in that word say it all. Ass. An adverb might even be asinine. In any case, I'm pretty sure you understand where I'm coming from. You know, it seems to me there are only 2 alternatives here. A, you can bite the bullet, tell the government where they can put their money, teach within your means, screw the teachers' unions, and recruit caring, loving, highly qualified teachers and administrators in a non-DEI manner. Or, Plan B, go the way you're going, produce marginally literate students, continue to destroy our society from within as you grovel as you beg, as you whine for more government crumbs. You can tell it pisses me off. That's why I rant so much. Well, tomorrow we're going to talk about churches and how government has hijacked Jesus Christ. Or we'll talk about the universities. Let's get some feedback and see what you want to do there. But it will be either universities or it will be the churches. So for now, just know where I stand. Public money to education? No. That's all. Good night.